Welcome to The Awakening, Black Women United. I am your host, Sherry Danny. Today we unravel the story of a remarkable woman, Ida B. Wells. Born into the chains of slavery, Ida B. Wells emerged as a beacon of hope and resilience. With the shackles of her past, she forged a future not just for herself, but for countless others. She was a woman who refused to be confined by the societal norms of her time. Educated at Rust University, a school for freed slaves in her native Holly Springs, Mississippi, Ida began teaching at the tender age of 14. She continued this noble profession after moving to Memphis, Tennessee in 1884, and even attended Fisk University in Nashville during several summer sessions. Yet her journey was not without trials. In 1887, the Tennessee Supreme Court ruled against Wells in a case she brought against the Chesapeake and Ohio Railroad. She had been forcibly removed from her seat for refusing to give it up for one in a colored-only car. This incident instigated her unwavering fight against injustice. Ida B. Wells also made her mark in journalism. Under the pen name Iola, she criticized the subpar education available to African American children in 1891. This act of defiance led to her teaching contract not being renewed. But this did not deter her. Instead, it propelled her further into the realm of journalism. She bought an interest in the Memphis free speech, using her platform to voice the concerns of her community. Wells believed in an education that was holistic, that considered the needs of the lower class, single mothers, and working families. She initiated numerous programs such as daycare centers, pre-kindergartens, and nursing homes to aid those in need and provide opportunities for self-improvement. Ida B. Wells, an early feminist, an advocate for education, and a fearless journalist, was only getting started. Her story is a testament to the power of resilience and determination. A woman who dared to challenge the status quo, Ida B. Wells was truly ahead of her time. Her legacy continues to inspire us today, reminding us of the power of a single voice to ignite change. Ida B. Wells was not just an educator, but a visionary who believed in a holistic approach to education. She knew that the key to uplifting the African American community was not just through academic learning, but by addressing the various obstacles that stood in their way. Wells was a trailblazer, a woman of action who didn't just speak about change but took tangible steps to make it happen. She started numerous programs aimed at assisting the lower class of African Americans, working single mothers, and lower-income working families with two parents. Her initiatives were not just about providing a means to an end, but about fostering a culture of self-reliance and self-improvement within the community. Among the programs she started were daycare centers and pre-kindergartens. These were not just facilities for childcare. They were institutions of early learning that aimed to equip the young minds with the foundations of education. By doing so, she was not just helping the parents who could go to work without worrying about their children, but also ensuring that the next generation was well prepared for the future. But her vision did not stop with the young. She also started nursing homes for the elderly, ensuring that they were cared for and respected in their twilight years. She recognized that a society could be judged by how it treats its most vulnerable members, and she worked tirelessly to ensure that everyone, regardless of their age or circumstance, was afforded dignity and care. But perhaps the most evident testament to her love for the African American community was her special focus on single mothers. During a time when society was not as understanding or supportive, Wells stepped up and offered help where it was most needed. She understood the unique struggles they faced and provided resources to help them not just survive, but thrive. Through her actions, Wells demonstrated a deep understanding of the interconnected nature of community, education, and empowerment. She knew that to truly uplift a community, one had to address all aspects of life, from childhood to old age. She believed in empowering the African American community through education. And she did more than believe. She acted, she led, she changed lives. And in doing so, she left an indelible mark on history. Wells was a founding member of the NAACP, but her journey within the organization was not without controversy. Ida B. Wells, a woman who had been born into slavery and had risen to become a respected educator and journalist, was not one to shy away from challenging the status quo. She was instrumental in the formation of the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People in the early 20th century. Her vision was for an organization that would fight tirelessly for the rights and advancement of African Americans, a cause she had dedicated her life to. However, her time within the NAACP was marked by friction and disagreement. Wells held strong beliefs about the direction the organization should take. She was a proponent of self-defense, a stance that was not widely accepted within the NAACP at the time. She believed that African American men should arm themselves for their own protection, a thought that was considered radical, even within the NAACP. She also held strong views about the composition of the organization's membership. Wells was troubled by what she perceived as an overrepresentation of non-Black members within the NAACP. She believed that the organization, which was meant to champion the cause of African Americans, should be predominantly led and represented by the very individuals it sought to uplift. These disagreements ultimately led to Wells parting ways with the NAACP, but her departure did not signify the end of her activism. On the contrary, she continued to fight for the rights of African Americans, using her voice and her pen to challenge injustice and discrimination. Wells was a trailblazer, a woman who dared to speak out, who dared to challenge, who dared to dream of a better future for her people. She was unafraid to voice her opinions even when they were unpopular. Her courage and determination continue to inspire us today, reminding us of the power of standing up for what we believe in. Wells was not just an advocate for education and racial equality, but also a prominent suffragist. Ida B. Wells was a trailblazer even in the realm of women's rights. She didn't just fight the good fight for racial equality, but she also battled on the front lines for women's suffrage. Her passion for justice and equality extended beyond racial lines to encompass gender as well, and she used her powerful voice to advocate for the rights of all women. In the early 20th century, Ida was instrumental in organizing several suffrage clubs. One of her most notable contributions was the establishment of the Women's Second Ward Republican Club in 1910. This was more than just a club. It was a platform for African American women to voice their opinions and demand their rights. But she didn't stop there. In 1913, she established the Alpha Suffrage Club, further cementing her commitment to the suffragist cause. This club was a beacon of hope for many African American women, who for so long had been denied their rights and freedoms. The Alpha Suffrage Club was more than just a meeting place. It was a rallying point, a place of empowerment, and a beacon of hope. That same year, the Alpha Club sponsored Wells's attendance in the National Suffrage Parade held in the nation's capital. This was a bold move, a statement that African American women were not only deserving of the right to vote, but willing to fight for it. But Ida's advocacy didn't stop at parades and clubs. She actively sought to secure legal representation for African Americans in court cases. She knew that for true equality to be achieved, it had to be fought for in every arena, including the courtroom. Her tireless efforts in the fight for women's suffrage and African American rights were a testament to her unwavering commitment to justice and equality. She was a beacon of hope, a source of inspiration, and a tireless advocate for the rights of all. Ida B. Wells was a tireless advocate for the rights of African Americans and women. Ida B. Wells was a woman who rejected the box, who fought tirelessly for what she believed in. As we reflect on the life of this extraordinary woman, we can't help but marvel at her resilience, her courage, and her unwavering commitment to justice. Born into slavery, she rose above her circumstances to become a trailblazing journalist, educator, and civil rights activist. She made her voice heard in a time when many tried to silence it, using her pen as a weapon against injustice. Ida B. Wells' contributions to society extend far beyond her journalism. She was a champion for education and believed in a holistic approach that catered to the needs of African American children, working single mothers, and lower-income families. Through her various programs, including daycare centers, pre-kindergartens, and nursing homes, she helped many obtain and maintain employment, trade skills, and even college degrees. Her activism didn't stop there. As a founding member of the NAACP, she advocated for the rights of African Americans, even when it meant going against the grain. Her advocacy for self-defense and her call for Black men to arm themselves was a radical idea that predated the Black Panthers by decades. Furthermore, Wells was a prominent suffragist, organizing several clubs and actively campaigning for women's right to vote. She protested discrimination in schools, employment, and public institutions, and sought to secure legal representation for African Americans in court cases. In remembering Ida B. Wells, we are reminded of the power of resilience and the importance of standing up for what's right, even when it's not popular or easy. We encourage you to delve deeper into her life and the lives of other influential African American women. Their stories are an integral part of our history and a testament to the strength and resilience of Black women. We love and remember Ida B. Wells. Remember, she did it first. This is The Awakening, Black Women United. I am your host, Sherry Danny. Subscribe, like, share, and comment.